Hi, my name's Alvin Zondo. I'm going to be taking you through my Business Insight project report, looking through how this tackles the module outcomes, as well looking at how what I've learned will serve me in my career moving forward, and any thing that was missing that would have helped for my future development. So firstly, I want to talk about the project that I chose, which was about the British Business Bank. I noticed they'd been making losses of over 100 million for the last couple of years, and this was linked to the drop in tech valuations. So it was clear that this was a business problem that I could dive into. Initially, my solution was centered around diversification, and I did a lot of reading and research which backed this up. And at first, I thought that simply diversifying their investments would be enough, but after more reading and analysis, it became clear that actually the main focus should be on reducing their reliance on tech and lowering how much they invest in that sector. So this would actually naturally balance their portfolio and lead to diversification. So I was able to break the problem down, looking at both internal and external factors, and I prioritized solutions based on hypotheses. From here, I critically analyzed the solutions using things like case studies of companies that have done similar things before. I also used techniques like comparative studies and SWOT analysis just to make sure that the solutions were solid. And since the project was around sort of investment banking, it required a lot of reading. As you can see from my references, I backed everything up with research, and ultimately my analysis gave me the insight not only to recommend reducing the reliance on tech, but also actually to increase a focus on sustainable industries, which are more reliant to macroeconomic changes and can help provide longer term stability. In terms of biggest takeaways from this module and how I can apply this to my own future aspirations, I'd say the number one really is around breaking down complex business problems into manageable parts. I think every business faces challenges, and every problem really presents an opportunity. So this module gave me a solid framework in disaggregating those challenges, making them less overwhelming and ultimately easier to come up with solutions. I think this is a skill that I can apply in any business setting. Obviously, I'm currently a recruiter, but I also do have a side business, which is a prize competition that I'm running on the side. So yeah, it was important, I think, to be able to break problems down. I think another key learning, which I thought was important, was critically evaluating solutions. So it's not enough to just come up with ideas, but I think I've learned how to assess them in a meaningful way, making sure that solutions are both impactful and realistic. So particularly looking at things like case studies, examples of where companies have solved similar issues can really give you precedent and almost a blueprint of how to apply to your own business. Making sure that these strategies are focused and not only focusing on high impact, but also the ease of implementation. So this balance is crucial when it comes to execution and driving real change. I think one of the main challenges I've faced in creating a prize competition is attracting customers. Ultimately, this is the lifeblood of most businesses. So, and I think what I've learned is, being able to break down problems into specific areas, whether that be branding, marketing, building trust on things like customer review platforms like Trustpilot. Each of these areas can be tackled separately, which makes the overall problem a lot easier to manage. In terms of my own career aspirations in the short term, I'm focused on growing this business, as well as obviously my career as a recruiter, and the focus there really is around growing my personal brand, particularly on LinkedIn, which I think is becoming ever more important in the world we live in. People want to do business with people they trust. I think trust is a huge thing. So understanding the role this plays in attracting customers on the business side, but also actually relationship building. So long term, I think the goal of any business is to shift from outbound sales, where they're reaching out to customers, to a model where they're being able to attract inbound sales. So again, this is a big focus for me, being able to attract leads, whether that's through the relationships built on LinkedIn with people that you might not have met before, but they are aware of you because of your brand. So I'd say the skills that I've learned throughout this module will help definitely move me in that direction. In terms of what could be improved on this module to meet my career goals, I think there should be more of a focus on networking. And I know that this is something that we can do ourselves, and there's a big focus on us to do so. But I feel like it could have been built into the course. It would have been helpful for everyone to understand what others on the module do and connect more easily. Whilst I did do some networking, it was mostly limited to people who were also interested in it or felt confident enough. For those who weren't as confident or focused on networking, it was harder to make those connections. And since one of the reasons people do an MBA, or at least that I did an MBA, is to build a network that can help my career, I think this is something that could have been better integrated into the course. Thank you so much for taking the time to read this. I really enjoyed the module. It was good to really dive into a business project and disaggregate and come up with some innovative solutions. The module has really given me some key insights and skills that I can definitely take forward in my career. So thanks again.